What if I told you the way it has always been done is not the best way? Facing your fears will change your life. The passion behind this journey is merging two separate worlds into one with the goal of creating value and awareness for a better life.
I'd rather be sidelined trying to achieve greatness than watch greatness achieved and it only set on the sideline. Now introducing your host, Jacob Emery.
This episode of the Iron and Infrastructure Podcast is brought to you by Unlocking Greatness with Jacob Emery, a coaching community built for those ready to become the strongest version of themselves. Weekly calls, proven playbooks, and a community built to grow. Greatness is not given, it's unlocked. Join us today at jacobemery.com or DM coach at jacobemery44 on all social media platforms. Most people don't realize that the breakthrough they're looking for comes right on the edge of burnout. It's normally when burnout's about to hit. You just got to stay clear on what matters. Keep the main thing the main thing. When you're building and trying to juggle so many different obstacles and you don't have clear alignment, a lot of time you end up just spinning your wheels. You're digging deep, spinning in place, and you're not going very far, kind of like a hamster wheel. A lot of movement, a lot of action, not a lot of accomplishment. Not much progress is found, and there isn't much getting you closer to the destination that you're looking at or the end goal that you're trying to accomplish. And it's frustrating. And so that happened to me this year. Halfway through the year, and I'm having a little bit of reflection and gratitude on the year, learning lessons, what happened, what's right, what's wrong, and everything in between. There's a lot of movement. And I found that this year myself, I jumped ahead right on time, but maybe also a little too quick. So it's frustrating and it can be difficult. You have great intentions, you got clear outcomes that you desire to have, and then business hits, and business is hard. Life punches you in the mouth, and everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth, like what Mike Tyson says. Everybody's plan is great until they get hit. And when you get hit, and you get hit hard, you got to deviate from plan sometime, or you got to really take a step back and understand what is happening in that moment. I didn't lose focus on what I wanted to get. It was a byproduct of just total chaos. So I took a step back and had to get clear on my intentions, clear on my outcomes. And clarity often comes when you finally admit that the weight is getting too heavy. I'm not being productive in certain areas. And maybe it's a day, maybe it's a week or a month, but you admit it to yourself, hey, I need to take a step back. All progress starts by telling the truth. Whenever you start losing your drive or you're procrastinating, losing desire to go accomplish the things you set out to do, and you take on something new in that same time, you realize that maybe taking on something new, maybe it wasn't the right time, but you did it anyways, and you can't undo it. So at the beginning of the year, there was a lot of transition happening in the main business. Things were going great. Things were getting ready to take that next level. And I thought from the beginning, like, yeah, it's going to be tough. It's a transition. It's different. But I didn't expect it to be this tough. And the other things that I have done are all for the main thing. But it's different on how the outcome is there. I expected resistance. I expected that there would be things that were not understood, but that's okay. But I also hit a wall. I was in above my head. And normally when you set out to do something, the one thing you don't anticipate is that it's 10 times harder than you can imagine. It takes 10 times the amount of time that you anticipated. And you have 10 times less ability to actually do the thing than what you gave yourself credit for. So I set high expectations for myself. I have a very high bar. And I don't know anyone that could make the bar higher than what mine is for myself. 2 podcast episodes, owner Arner Pipeline, Iron Infrastructure LLC that has the podcast, and now has Unlocking Greatness with Jacob Emery, my coaching program. And so my capacity was probably already full, but it got a lot fuller, a lot quicker. And it was in an unknown area of expertise that I did not have. And so the time, the energy, the emotional toll that it can take is real. But you got to understand when that's coming into play. So knowing from the beginning it's going to be hard, that it's not going to be easy, and that you just got to get through the thing. There's a season of it. What's the desired outcome that you have? Make it black and white, put a time frame on it, and remember that you can be patient with the outcome, but you cannot be patient with the input. So input, I have patience for. Outcomes, I don't, because I take action daily and I push the bar every day. And so even if it's just a little bit, I always keep the momentum going because there's always motion to push forward every day. But what helped me get through this thing was not slowing down as much, but taking it slow. And by slow, I mean slow is smooth and smooth is fast. It's not stopping. It's realigning with what matters the most, minimizing maybe that daily push forward with intensity and making sure that the consistency is there. So don't just move, but move with intention. And I often reference being intentional about what you give your attention to. So what are the things that you're thinking about? What are the things that you're giving your energy to? What is the time that you're the most energetic? For me, it's in the morning. And most people, it is in the morning. After the gym, personal development, the best productivity time for me is just in that morning frame. And so blocking out the first hour and a half or 2 hours of every day on what matters the most is the best way for me to execute on the highest priority task. So don't try to do everything at once, because then you end up accomplishing nothing. Try to focus on one thing, get through that thing until it's done, and then move on to the rest. Make sure that the task that you're trying to execute on also has value. I know a lot of people that execute on 10 out of 10 execution on a 1 out of 10 value task. If you're not providing the value of the task to get the outcome, then not only are you doing yourself a disservice, but you're doing your team a disservice, because you're probably taking something from someone else who needs to learn how to do that. Make sure that, for me, the target is 7 out of 10 execution and 7 out of 10 value. If they are at least a 7 out of 10 on both, then you have something that's challenging and you have something that's hard to execute on. But the 7 out of 10 is the range for me. That is the absolute target. Don't waste your greatness on low value tasks. Focus on the high value targets, the 7 through 10s, and make sure that the main thing becomes the main thing every single day. Like James Clear says, we don't rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our systems. So think about the system that you have in place, and does it match the goals that you want to achieve? If you're maxed out, if you're tired, if your money's low and your time's low, take a step back and just realign. A lot of time it's the busy work. Are you focused on the dumpster fires? The dumpster fires are not chaos. They are inconveniences. But a kitchen fire, now that is chaos. The kitchen fire will burn the house down. The dumpster fire will just light a bunch of trash and burn it down. So the scale of your problems often determines the focus and also the distraction. So keep your head in what matters. Focus and finish one course until successful, and make sure that things stay aligned the way they should. So this year, things were falling into place. Everything was great. I started the coaching program, and then it got really hard. And business is hard. Anyone that tells you business isn't hard is either not in business or has not achieved any level of success yet. And I launched the coaching business thinking it was the time. I still think it's the time, because I want to serve other people and I have the best of intentions, and I know I can provide a lot of value to a lot of individuals. I set the goal to have it launched by April, and I did it. But the expectation that I had set out and the path of what I assumed would be were vastly different. I didn't think it would be that difficult. I don't know how to build a landing page, though. I don't know how to get the CRM hooked up. I don't know how to get the workflows put together. There's so many things I did not know how to do. A lot of curveballs came along the way, which curveballs created the chaos. Unforeseen, uncontrollable circumstances that stack up quick, and it became overwhelming. I wanted to move forward. I wanted to push. But then I realized that I am not capable of doing it, and I don't have the person I need maybe at that point to get through this thing. And I could have launched sooner, but I wasn't willing to launch a lesser quality product because my expectations, like I said earlier, are set high. So I wanted to do it right. I had to build from ground zero. I didn't have anything put in place, no infrastructure ready to go. So I stopped reacting to the dumpster fires, and I put out the kitchen fire, rebuilt what needed rebuilt, got everything in place, and launched. Now, getting through the first quarter was a hurdle. Second quarter, another big hurdle. But now, what a learning lesson that I've had. Back to the basics. these things continue to happen in life, and we often get put in our own way. And we often need to be reminded, not taught, of what we need to do to get through the next thing. Foundational truths are always going to be there. The basic principles in life are always going to be there. And keep it simple, back to the basics, and you just be amazed at what happens. One thing that God brought up during this was balance. And I just thought, I don't believe in balance. Intentional attention. When I'm present in a moment, I'm there. Right now, talking to you out there, listening, I am 100% here in this moment with you, talking about this venture. And so knowing that, I think that's why they call gifts presents. A gift is a present because being present is a gift. Be in the moment. Be fully in that moment. Don't be half in and half out. Nothing is worse than being half in, half out in any given moment. And so to wrap up, I want to talk about finish one course until successful. That's focus. That's how good entrepreneurs become great. They lock in on one thing, they finish it, move to the next, and they expedite that process so much faster because the execution rate is very high, the value rate is very high, and they don't stop until they get it done. Another thing, best entrepreneurs I've ever met, they don't match other people's energy. They live by their standard and they don't waver from it. If you have someone trying to bring down the team, if you have negativity coming into the organization, don't set your level of energy matching the negativity. You set the standard regardless of what's coming to you. Be present in that moment, set your standard, and do not waver from that standard. Being present in the moment is what allows people to see you operate when it's tough. And people ultimately do not look at your presence as value. They look at the standard that you live by. So if you're always available, are you actually accomplishing anything, and do you have a real standard? The ones that are progressing the fastest are the ones that are often unavailable. And it's not because they're too good, not because they don't care. It's because they're trying to provide the next step. Whenever you're faced with a hard decision, a hard moment, and you get in a spot, I got a framework for you that has paid dividends for me, and it's one of my favorites. It's the 3S solution. The 3S solution. Step 1, simple. Keep it simple, stupid. Kiss it. It's the basic thing. What can the basic, easiest thing that you can think of that's simple and clear? What problem do you need to solve? What is the problem that is hindering you right now? So that's the first step. Simple. Keep it simple. What's the basic problem you need to solve? Then you go to your schedule. Allocate time every morning, right off the rip, to get that thing solved when you have the most energy, the most effort that you can output, and you're the most focused. So you block time for it in the morning, non-negotiable, and you don't let anything else interfere with that. No dumpster fires come in, and the kitchen might burn a little bit longer if you have a kitchen fire. But you schedule the priority and not just a task, and you just make sure that you execute what you need to. And then the third step is the stakes. What are the stakes if you do get it? So if there's a 30-day window that you have to accomplish this thing, what do you get from that is good? But you can't just put something that's good out there, because if you don't get it, then what happens? You just don't get the thing that's good. So when you think about stakes, you got to go stakes that are good, stakes that are bad. What's the reward? What's the repercussion? So what's the bad? I can think of a couple examples, but the one that always comes to mind is, if I get this thing in 30 days, I will treat myself to whatever it is that you enjoy. If I don't, though, I have to do something I don't like to do, or would be embarrassing or humiliating. The best example that I've had is, for any of you guys that have hair, you have to shave your head as a male. For a woman, you don't wear makeup for a week. Whatever, something that you know that would just give you the ick, that would make you be determined to make sure that didn't happen. Now you have to hold yourself accountable. You have to do the thing. And that's where you put pressure on yourself by promising it and telling someone that will hold you accountable. And so the 3S solution: simple, schedule, stakes, both good and bad. I promise you these things will be profound and very basic, but absolutely will make the outcome easier to accomplish, much more clear, and much more incentivized to do so. And the last thing, you have to lead yourself before you can lead other people. So there's a lot of people that have limiting belief systems that do not believe they are worthy of accomplishing these things. You don't need to have a perfect plan. The best plan in the world will probably not last past the second or third step. You don't need the perfect plan. You just need to commit. Clarity and confidence come from commitment, not contemplation. If you're contemplating the plan, you're going to end up not accomplishing anything. The sooner you move, the faster you evolve, the better off you are, and the quicker the outcome will come. So just to recap real quick. Finish one course and still successful. Focus. Intentional attention. Be where you are. Be present. Being present is a gift. 3S solution. Keep it simple, stupid. First step is simple. Next, schedule it at the best time that you're able to put out the most effort with the most efficiency. And what are the stakes, both good and bad? We're only halfway through the years, guys. Q2 is over. Q3 is starting. 2025 is halfway through. It's crazy to think that's the case already. It feels like just yesterday the year was kicking off. The best breakthroughs are still ahead. If you don't believe in yourself, I'm telling you that you can freaking do it now. Empower yourself to believe that you're worthy of accomplishing these things. Have the confidence and the commitment and the grind and the willingness to go get the thing. Reset if you need to. Get clear. Take action. If this hits home for you, if there's anything that resonates with you, if you think that you're stuck in a rut and you don't know how to get through it, maybe one of these frameworks kind of clicked, maybe it didn't. If you understand the big picture, but you need the implementation part, Jacob Emery 44 on every social media platform, DM coach, come talk to me. Let's see what I can do to help you out. Also, if you want more info on my coaching program, if you want to join an elite community of savages, growth-minded individuals that are ready to go take the next step, if you need to break barriers and get through this phase in life, come to jacobemery.com, join the coaching program today, reach out any social media platform. Let's get down to business. Let's talk about it. The key to unlocking greatness is found at jacobemery.com. We have the key. The Break Barriers Blueprint is on the website. It will get you absolutely dialed in on getting through this next thing. So if you want more, if you like what you hear, follow today, jacobemery.com, DM coach, and let's start to unlock your greatness. I'm on a mission to inspire and empower others to unlock their greatness. So join today and you will not regret it. Let's unlock greatness. Until next time, keep stacking the wins, keep building up higher, rebuild if you have to. Know this, if you want to be a part of an elite group where killers come out of there, it's a bunch of people that are growth-minded that are trying to evolve every day. Your environment will create your evolution. Come to jacobemery.com, sign up today. Let's unlock greatness. This episode of the Iron and Infrastructure Podcast is brought to you by R&R Pipeline Inc., an infrastructure company. Join our team today at rrpipelineinc.com.